The Uncommon Leader, Chapter 1. Distinguish between what matters most and what matters least. Develop decisiveness. Few people are. Have you ever noticed the hesitation in drivers at a four-way stop? I have seen people sit for 30 seconds at a four-way stop waiting for everyone else to make the first move. I have sat at restaurants with people who could not decide in 20 minutes what food they wanted to eat. Some have even asked the waitress what she thought they should eat. Decisiveness can be cultivated. Think about what you want. Give it a thought. Invest the seed of time. Contemplate. Meditate on it. What do you want to be happening in the circle of your life 10 years from today? What are the ideal circumstances for your retirement? What do you dream of becoming? Do you have a personal list of goals and dreams? Have you taken the time to write them out in detail? Assess your home environment again. Several years ago, a brilliant young lady suggested that I take a tape recorder, walk into each room of my home, and describe clearly what I wished that room to look like. Something wonderful happened. I described exactly how many pens and pencils I wanted, the kind of paper I wanted beside the telephone, and so forth. It became detailed, energizing, and thrilling. Few people have taken the time to find out what really excites, energizes, and motivates them personally. Something interesting happened in my personal meditation time some weeks ago. I had been a little concerned that my interests frequently changed. For example, the colors my decorator would select for my home would be exciting and thrilling to me. I felt that I would never want to change my mind about them for years to come. A few weeks later, I discovered another combination of colors that excited me again. Obviously, I did not feel comfortable about suddenly changing everything that had been done in my home, nor did I really have the finances to do so. I bought a car. I loved it for about 3 weeks. Then I was bored and wanted to change. I felt impressed of the Holy Spirit to begin to write down a list of things that had never changed inside me over many years. It was quite a list of interesting things, and it really put my mind at ease that there was more stability within me than I realized. Many things have never changed whatsoever within me, such as my love for information, my desire to collect books, and my excitement over receiving a rare new coin from a friend. Another thing that had never changed was my continual need to change my environment. Regardless of how beautifully my bedroom or kitchen was decorated within 12 months or so, I was tired of it. That has been a consistent trait. Some things never change about you. What are they? Put down this book for about 15 minutes, take a sheet of paper, and as quickly and thoroughly as possible begin to document the things about yourself that have been pretty consistent over the years. Go ahead, do it now. Example, have you always loved books, animals, talking? Now, after you have done this, you will begin to get a fairly accurate and specific photograph of certain things that you want in your life around you daily. You will also get an awareness of the quality of life you are struggling to experience. Ask more questions about your new needs. Some years ago, I asked a consultant to come into my office for several days. He was to discuss any complaints or ideas with each member of my staff. Then I wanted him to compile a report, unbiased and unprejudiced, as to what he thought about our ministry organization. He interrogated me and questioned me for hours. He would take long walks with me and ride in the car. Even while I was in crusades, we would talk on the phone. His constant questioning sharpened my focus remarkably. I have never forgotten the experience. He was relentless in collecting data about my personal needs, desires, and appetites toward life. When were the happiest moments of my life? What days did I seem to enjoy life more than usual? What were the 3 biggest problems I thought about the most every day? Who were the people that were stressful for me to be around? Who were the people in whose presence I was the most relaxed? How did I want to be remembered? What did I consider to be the most important tasks that I did each day, each week, each month? If I had to eliminate 50% of my entire ministry workload, what would I delete? If I were to have a sudden health crisis, experience a heart attack, or some other medical emergency, what would I change first about my daily lifestyle? Riveting questions were hurled at me continually. Slowly but surely, a remarkable understanding of what I really wanted out of life developed. Here is a marvelous little exercise. It could change your life forever. Ask 1 or 2 of your closest friends who are skilled at analyzing and dissecting situations to interrogate you, quizzing you, relentlessly extracting information from you until you have a perfect and complete photograph of the invisible future you are laboring to bring to reality. Something is driving you, pushing you toward your future. What is the invisible dream you are subconsciously trying to birth within you and your life? Decisiveness is magnetic. Decisiveness is a catalyst for the aura that surrounds extraordinary and unforgettable people. They simply know exactly what they want. When you are sitting in a restaurant, sometimes do a little test. Carefully observe the entry of customers. Notice those who saunter and amble in as if they are not quite certain they have chosen the right restaurant. They slowly walk to their seats, wondering if they should even stay at the restaurant and are unsure about which table to select. Then observe carefully those who stride in confidently and with a firm, clear, and raised voice express to the hostess of the restaurant, "Good evening. We need a table for 4 by the window, if possible." Notice how the hostess responds quickly with enthusiasm and immediately begins to communicate to other workers exactly what was requested. When ordering your own meal at a restaurant, speak up, speak firmly, do not mumble. Someone has said, if you will raise your voice 10% and walk 20% faster, you will generate remarkable new energy, compelling others to respond favorably to you, thus raising the level of self-confidence in every single person around you. Scriptures command us to avoid indecisiveness, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:6-8. What is causing your indecision? What happens when you are totally undecided about an issue or decision? There is a reason for it. The reason may be lack of sufficient information. It may be lack of accurate information. When this happens, simply declare with great decisiveness, "I have decided to wait 90 days until additional information arrives." You have retained the climate of confidence and decisiveness. Make decisions clearly. Notice Ruth said it quite clearly. "Whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge." Ruth 1:16. She knew what she wanted. She communicated to Naomi what she wanted. She was bold about what she wanted. 7 decisions that can change your world in 7 days. 1. Decide who you will ignore. 2. Decide who you enjoy. 3. Decide who you want to impress most. 4. Decide who has ignored you. 5. Decide the tasks you are no longer enjoy doing. 6. Decide whose example is worth following with passion. 7. Decide what you want your daily world to be like. Continuously distinguish between what matters most and what matters least. This is one of the secrets to becoming an uncommon leader.